Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. Welcome back to the Friday evening edition of the Field of 68 After Dark. We're presented by our partners over at BetMGM. My name is Rob Dauster. I got Jeff Goodman here with me. Make sure you use that code FIELD1500 if you are going to place any wagers tomorrow on the best. Well, actually, it's technically today right now if you're living on the East Coast, but on the best day of college basketball where you're going to get in the calendar year of 2023. All right, the game that we are playing here is both of us are going to argue a side here, whether it's Kansas or Indiana, whether it's the over, whether it's the under. Both of us are going to argue a bet that should be made in the 8 biggest games of the day. And our producer, Dagan Hughes, is going to decide what bet we make. We're going to put it all together. We're going to make an 8-leg parlay, and we're going to get rich, Goodman, because Dagan doesn't miss.
I wish I could say I don't miss, but sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so let's start. Dagan, let's start with Kansas and Indiana. It is a 12:30 tip on CBS. Goodman will be there, by the way. He's doing the doubleheader in the state of Indiana. He's got Kansas at Indiana, and then he has Purdue against Arizona in Indianapolis. So Kansas is a 7.5 point favorite. The total there is, I thought Dagan was going to bring up a graphic so I could be able to read this. The total there is 146.5. Goodman, what is the best bet that you have on the Kansas Indiana game?
Is there a bet for over under on how many threes are made in this game? Because I want the under. Whatever it is, I'll take the under on threes made in this game, and maybe threes attempted by Indiana. No, I'll probably take. I would take Kansas laying the 7.5. You said it's now 7.5.
Yep.
I think I still will because Xavier Johnson is not going to play in this one, and I just feel like Gabe Cupps and Trey Galloway against Kansas's perimeter defensively, they're going to have a tough time. They're going to have a tough time scoring and getting the ball into those bigs. And again, the spacing is going to be awful. So I would say, to me, I'd probably go Kansas, and I would take the Indiana team under, whatever that number is. I haven't looked at it.
You only one bet. You only get one bet. You only get one bet.
I want two. I want two here.
No,
all right, I'll take the Indiana team under. All right, I'll go Indiana team under. What is it? What is it?
69.5.
Yeah. I'll ride that all day.
Yeah, Indiana team under 69.5. Yeah. So those are the two bets. I literally had two written down in this game to be able to pick here. So I think Kansas wins this game by 15 points. And I think that laying at 7.5 makes a lot of sense. It opened at 6.5, so that and it's probably going to end up moving up. But I don't see a way that that Indiana is going to be able to run offense here. Kansas has 3 dudes on the perimeter, absolute killers defensively, and Khalil Ware is going to get eaten. Like, he's not going to be able to function against Hunter Dickinson. So Dagan, you have Indiana team total under 69.5 or Kansas laying 7.5. What is your pick?
Technically, we're all going to be in agreement here because Jeff also said Kansas minus 7.5. So we're just going to take Kansas 7.5 minus 7.5. We're going to roll. I'm with you guys. Kansas is just better. So let's just do it.
All right, Kansas laying 7.5 is the first bet in our parlay. All right, game number 2, Michigan State taking on Baylor. That game is being played in Detroit. Baylor is a 3.5 point favorite. The total there is 144.5. Goodman, what do you like?
Boy, do you have player props in front of you?
No. The player props have not been uploaded into BetMGM yet. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think so. All right. So I will. Man, I'm torn on this one. I got to tell you, I feel like obviously you like Baylor giving 3.5 there, but the line's already come down. And man, betting against Izzo right now scares the living shit out of me. but I'm going to go Baylor. I'm going to go Baylor given 3.5, but I don't love it. I got to tell you.
All right. So I think that the obvious play here is Baylor laying 3.5. I think that this is such an obvious play that doesn't make sense to me that the line is what it is. Michigan State has not been good this season. Baylor has looked like one of the best teams in college basketball. They are undefeated for a reason. I think that the perimeter weapons that Michigan State has are going to be overwhelmed by the perimeter weapons that Baylor has. And I think that this is a game where Baylor is a 10 to 15 point. They're 10 to 15 points better than Michigan State. It's one of those ones where you look at it and you say, I don't understand why this. Hold on. I don't understand why this line is what it is, which is why I am going to dodge this trap. This is what BetMGM is trying to do. They're trying to lay that trap for you. They're trying to say, oh, Baylor's only laying 3.5. Oh, Michigan State, they've been so bad this season. Oh, this is the best bet. This is the easiest bet I've ever seen in my life. No, I am not falling for it. Dagan, do not let Jeff Goodman trick us here. We are not only taking Michigan State plus 3.5.
What's the over?
We're taking the Michigan State money line plus 140. That is what I'm saying is the best bet in this game. That is what I'm going to be on. Dagan, what do you think?
Yeah, you guys are making this one hard because I also hate the Baylor minus 3.5. I hate a trap. This feels like a trap. I hate all of it, but I also really don't want to pick Michigan State plus 3.5 or the money line. So
what's the over under? What's the over under?
144.5.
It's kind of high.
Yeah.
That's where
Goodman, you're
that's
so
where
bad at these
that's
games.
Where I was going to go, but again, I don't like a trap. You know, we all know Vegas is always right, so I'm going to roll with the trap or against the trap. We're going to go with Michigan State. Rob, congratulations, you won that one. We're going to roll Michigan State.
The money line or plus 3.5? You're taking the money line?
I mean, actually, you know what? Let's do money line. No, let's do money line. Why not?
Take the
money
points.
I'm in.
Let's do money line.
No, take the points.
We're going
Dagan is the one that makes the pick. Goodman, you don't get a say in this. You don't get a say in this conversation. All right. Game number 3. We have Texas A&M taking on Houston. The line there is Houston minus 7.5. The total there is 130.5. Goodman, this is how the game is played. You pick one bet that you like out of the spread, out of the total, out of the money line, and you argue it for 30 seconds, and then you let me argue my bet, and then we let Dagan pick the out of those two bets. Okay, are you good?
Yeah,
are you good with this? We've gone through the games.
Yeah, the first couple were tough. This one's a little bit easier for me right now. The line started at 10. Believe it or not, the line started at 10. It's all the way down. You said to 7.5 now. I still like A&M in this one. I think they've got Henry Coleman back. You know, they're healthier now. I like Buzz Williams to keep it close. I don't think they're going to win. I wouldn't take the money line, but I'll take the 7.5.
All right. So my take here is that the total is what it is right now because Texas A&M's metrics defensively are not great. I think that Buzz Williams has a team that is tough, that is physical, that like you just mentioned, they got Henry Coleman back, that wants to play a defensive brand of basketball. Neither Texas A&M or Houston want to get up and down the floor, and neither of them are what you would call elite offensively, right? So I think that this is going to be a game that gets played in the high 50s. I think that the under is the bet that you want to be on here. I think the under is the side that you want to be on here. And honestly, like, whenever there is a big underdog in a game where I'm betting the under, I would tend to lean towards the underdog. So I don't even hate the Texas A&M side on this one either. So I don't think that we can go wrong here with either bet that Dagan picks.
Yeah, Jeff, you need to start fighting back. Rob's kicking your ass right now. I'm going with the under. I like the under in this one. I mean, both, like you said, Rob, both teams are solid defensively. I'm on the under with you with him. So Jeff, you need to pick it up over here.
Yeah, right. Jeff is taking some L's here. All right, Clemson. Memphis, I believe this game is going to be in Memphis, if I am not mistaken. So this will be a road game for the Clemson Tigers. Memphis is laying 2.5. The total here is 150.5, and the money line, which you would see if Dagan would bring the graphic up, is 120 for Clemson. Goodman, where are you?
Yeah, I go Memphis with this one. I mean, David Jones has been unbelievable. And they got Quinterly. They're old too. We talk about Clemson being old, and they're undefeated. But when you go to Memphis now, I think the FedEx Forum is going to be rocking for this one. Memphis is ready. They've won a couple close games. They bring in Naquan Tomlin, who's not going to play in this game, but he just got there yesterday. I like Memphis in this one a lot. I just think, again, you watch PJ Hall with me, and I love the kid, but he looked a little cocky there, calling out Zach Edey for not being undefeated. I think they're going down in this one.
I tend to agree. I like the Memphis side of this, but I'm going to be on the under here, and that is because I think that the reason why the number is where it is at over 150 is because Memphis wants to get up and down the floor and play fast. And I think that Clemson. This is a hard thing to say. Clemson, like that. Memphis, Clemson. This is a difficult one for me to say. But I do think that Clemson is going to control the tempo of this game. And I don't think that we're going to be seeing a game that is played in the high 70s or the 80s. So give me the under 150.5 in this one, Dagan.
All right.
Take
Goodman.
Goodman. Take Clemson.
You won one, Goodman. I like Memphis here in this one. There's a little trend that Trevor and I have noticed with people that have come on our show and what has happened after they've been on our show. I'm just saying I'm rolling with Memphis on this one.
Don't say it out loud, Dagan. We're never going to get another guess.
But we're rolling with Memphis. They don't know. They didn't say anything. We're rolling with Memphis.
Dagan, that's part of the reason. Who was our guest last night? That's part of the reason why I'm on Michigan State. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm on Michigan State in that game. All right. Florida Atlantic taking on St. Bonaventure. That game is at the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, Massachusetts. Beautiful Springfield, Massachusetts. How do you not love Springfield, Massachusetts? FAU is laying 9.5. The total there is 148.5, and St. Bonaventure is plus 375 on the money line. Goodman, what do you like?
I'll take the points in the Bonnies, man. Mark Schmidt can coach his ass off. We know that. Anytime you give a Mark Schmidt team that many points, and listen, FAU is not playing great basketball right now. They're not. I think they win this, but I don't think they cover this one at all. Nick Boyd's still probably not back for this one. I don't know. I feel like the Bonnies will find a way to keep it tight, and it's close to home for them.
Yeah, I like FAU here. And the reason why I like FAU is that I don't think that there is the length and athleticism on St. Bonaventure's wings that will be able to bother or take advantage of the fact that John L. Davis and Elijah Martin are 6'2" and 6'3", respectively. I don't think that they have a big guy inside. All due respect to Chad Venning, I don't think they have the big guy inside to be able to get Vlad Golden into foul trouble. And I do think that this is kind of I don't want to say like a revenge spot, but it's something where I feel like FAU is going to be kind of pissed about the fact that they gave up 98 points to an Illinois team on national television at the Jimmy V. So this is another chance on national TV. This is another chance to be able to show people what they can do. And if there's one thing we know about St. Bonaventure, it's that they are not a great defensive team this year. So give me Florida Atlantic, lay the 9.5. It's not an actual home game. Springfield is like 6 hours from only in New York. I don't even know if Woj is going to make the drive up from Bristol for this one, Goodman. So give me FAU.
But he'll pay a lot of people. He'll probably pay for the bus, though.
All right, fellas. Again, another tough one for me here. But I think I'm going to go back with Rob on this one. I like Florida Atlantic. Obviously, we saw them down there. See them in person. Like Rob said, no chance to make a statement. I'm rolling with the Owls on this one.
All right. So now we get into the single biggest game of the day. Maybe the biggest game of the college basketball season. We have the AP Polls #1 team, Arizona, against the AP Polls #3 team, Purdue. We have KenPom #2 against KenPom #3. We have Field of 68 #1 against Field of 68 #2. And we have Goodman's, I don't even know what you rank these teams because your rankings make no sense. I think you have Arizona 6th and Purdue 27th in your most recent poll.
Arizona 1, Purdue 3.
That's the savviest thing you've ever said in your entire life. All right, Jeff, Arizona's laying 1.5 in Indianapolis. The total here is 159.5. It actually came down because it opened at 160.5. How do you feel about this matchup on Peacock? Is Hummel calling this game?
He is. Yeah. I had to buy Peacock for him. I had to buy it. Try to make it so. He's upset about his contract with Field of 68, so I told him I'd subscribe to Peacock.
He's just upset that he's got to deal with you every single fucking week. That's his problem with the Field of 68 contract. All right, break down this matchup for me. I officially give you more than 30 seconds for a game as big as Arizona against Purdue.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I look at it and I say to myself, like, Arizona's got the advantage in a lot of these matchups. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're more athletic, but they don't have Zach Edey, and they don't have the home court advantage. And I just think, as much as I love Boswell, and I do, like, Braden Smith has been playing so well lately, so well. And what do you do if you're Arizona? Are you gonna play him straight up with Ballo? Like, I don't know if you can, because, again, we've seen what he does to guys when you try to play him straight up. And then if you double him or you help, like, to me, you're going to leave those guys open. And right now they got confidence. Braden Smith is playing with the utmost confidence. And what I think here's what I think is going to be huge for Purdue. I think Lance Jones comes in. This is like the Lance Jones game. And I don't mean he's going to go for like 15, 18 points necessarily, but he fits what they need in this game, right? He's perfect for being able to guard, whether it is rotate on Boswell or certainly Caleb Love, those big, strong, thick, athletic guards. That's where Lance Jones comes in handy. And I think Purdue wins this game. And again, like I said before, I love Arizona, but just look at who they've beaten so far. It's not like Duke and Michigan State have lit the world on fire so far.
Yeah, so I actually have Purdue winning this game as well, and it's plus 105 to win it. And this is actually where we got to talk about Vaulted. Vaulted is an app that allows you to participate in daily cash prize pools without an entry fee. It is a place you can store your own predictions forever, and by using the Vaulted Challenge feature, you can prove you're smarter than your friends. So go download the Vaulted app as VLTED to store your predictions, challenge your friends, and join daily cash prize pools. Goodman, I actually sent you the challenge. I said that Purdue was going to end up winning. So I guess that you were not going to accept that challenge because we're on the same page there. But I will say that I do like the under in this spot. And the reason I say that is because I think that it is easier to slow a game down than it is to speed it up. I think that Purdue is going to be able to control the tempo of this matchup. I think that that both of these teams are good enough on the defensive glass that we're not going to see the kind of, Zach Edey go out there and get 17 offensive rebounds and score 15 second chance points. I don't think we're going to see that from Arizona either. And I do think that Purdue's guards are going to have trouble dealing with the Arizona ball pressure. But to me, I am more confident in saying that will manifest itself as a game that ends up being like 72-70 than it will manifest as a game where Arizona wins by like 3 to 5 points, if that makes sense. So I'm on the same page with you in terms of how the game ends up getting played out. I would lean towards the under. I think that is a better bet than the Purdue side, but these two teams are equal to me. Purdue, it's played in Purdue's home state, and Purdue is getting 1.5, and the money line is plus 105. So, Dagan, whatever you say here, I'm in on. So pick something for me.
Yeah, you took the points, yes, Goodman with Purdue, or did you take money line?
Yeah, we took the money line.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Okay, well, we're gonna go money line because probably gonna have
That's
a little better value. But Purdue money line under scares me a little bit. You never really know what the foul shots and how people are refereed, so you got to be careful with that.
Yep. Some players are unfairly refereed. Goodman, I don't know if you were aware of that. All right, the game that might be the most entertaining game of the day, which actually overlaps with the end of the Arizona-Purdue game. I hope you got two screens available. North Carolina taking on Kentucky. That game will be played in Atlanta in the CBS Sports Classic. North Carolina is laying 1.5, and the total there, Jeff, is 164.5. What do you like here?
I like the veteran team and that is the North Carolina Tar Heels. They're old. Armando Bacot's like 32 years old. Hopefully Mondo's asleep, so he didn't hear me say that. RJ Davis has been playing terrific. Cormac Ryan comes in. He's older. Harrison Ingram's got some experience with him, and he's been playing great. Again, Kentucky's got a couple older dudes, right? But is Trey Mitchell going to keep playing that much, Rob? Like, what would you do if you're Cal? Like, who would be phased out? Because I would play Aaron Bradshaw more and more and more.
Goodman,
and to me, Trey
Mitchell. What would I do if I was Cal, and what is Cal actually going to do are two entirely different questions.
Hey, he'll probably play Trey Mitchell and Bradshaw together 40 minutes. That's what he'll do. That's what he'll do against Carolina.
I said last night, they said that Ugonna and Yeso might be available for this. So my guess is that he's going to play the 5, Bradshaw's going to play the 4, Trey Mitchell's going to play the 3, and Reed Shepherd's done, man. He's getting 2 minutes a night with the rest of the timeout so they can play 3 bigs. He's got to even out the numbers at this point, man. That's all it is. He's got to figure out a way to be able to make sure that he can say, yeah, we played 2 bigs for 35 minutes.
No. He's just going to try to keep Reed Shepherd for another year. That's all he's going to try to do. I like Carolina. I like Carolina here. Give him 1. I just think they're the older team. But, however, I'll say this, and again, I'm not going to try to convince Dagan not to go with me, but you never know what you're going to get with this Kentucky team. You never know.
All right, so I don't want to be on a side in this game because I feel like both of these teams are a little
unpredictable.
Yes, a little bit unpredictable. The one thing I do know about both of these teams is that they both want to run, and neither of them want to play any defense. So give me the over. Give me all of the over. Give me the over as high as it could possibly go. Give me an alt line over. I don't care what it is. There is not a number that is big enough for me to be able to take an under here. Goodman, life is too short to bet the under. The total right now is 164.5. I am taking the over. These two teams played in a similar situation in 2017 when Kentucky had Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox, and they were getting up and down the floor. And North Carolina had Justin Jackson and Theo Pinson and all those guys. It was the year they won the national title, and they were getting up and down the floor. The game was played in Vegas. Malik Monk had 47 points. Justin Jackson had 34 points. The final score of that game was 103-100. It's going to be a remake of that. We're going to get to triple digits. We might
better hope
200.
So.
Give me the over. So. I want all. Give me all of the over. I will take all of your over stock and bet it. I don't care what Dagan says right here. I'm putting the over down on the parlay.
Well, lucky for you, Rob. I'm going with you. I like the over in this one. Jeff, your last statement there when you said both teams are unpredictable kind of threw me off a little bit. I don't really know how I feel. You never know who's going to show up, but one thing's for sure, they're going to shoot a lot of shots, and hopefully they go in. But we're just going to roll with the over. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going with. Good job, Rob.
I think I'm just a better lawyer than Goodman. I think that's all this is right here. It's not that I'm a good bettor. We're going to go 0 for 8 on whatever my picks were. But, I'm just better at arguing my point. All right, last one we got. Alabama taking on Creighton. Creighton right now is laying 7.5. The total there, believe it or not, is higher than the total in the Kentucky North Carolina game. And
it should be higher.
It's higher than the total of the Arizona.
There's one player in the court, Rob. There's one player in the court who knows how to play defense. One.
Okay, so are you taking the over? What are we doing here? Arizona against Purdue, or Arizona against
give me a 2.
Creighton? I believe that game it's in Omaha.
What's the over?
165.5.
No, I'm taking Creighton. I'm taking Creighton in this game as a bounce back. They were embarrassed at UNLV. They are not going to lose this game. Alabama, again, they can't stop anybody. I think Trey Alexander is going to have a big game in this one. And I think Creighton wins by double figures.
Okay. The only thing I would say to that is that Creighton right now is quite literally the worst team in college basketball when it comes to forcing turnovers. They force turnovers on 11% of their opponent's possessions, which is 362nd out of 362 teams in college basketball. And that is despite the fact that Creighton has played Florida A&M, North Dakota State, Texas Southern, Loyola Chicago, Oklahoma State, Nebraska, Central Michigan, right? It's not like we're talking about a murderer's row here. They have not played a team that currently ranks inside the top 25 on KenPom, and they've played one team that ranks inside the top 58 on KenPom, and they are 362nd in turnover percentage. Alabama, Goodman, you might be shocked to find this out, is the most efficient offense in the sport. You're giving me all of these possessions for Nate Oates and Mark Sears and Aaron Estrada and Grant Nelson and all these dudes that know how to get buckets. Yeah, give me Alabama plus 7.5, man. Give me. I understand the bounce back spot narrative. I understand that Creighton is going to be at home, and look, I think Creighton. Everybody on college basketball Twitter made fun of Gary Parrish for saying Creighton could be a national champion on national television. And then Creighton went out and lost to UNLV on the same. Did you see that? He was on the pregame show for Creighton UNLV, and he said Creighton could be a national champion, and CBS Sports clipped that out and posted it to all of their main CBS Sports channels, not just the Ion College basketball feed, but the main CBS Sports channel. And then Creighton went out and lost to UNLV, and GP's just sitting there like, God, I can't believe you guys did that to me. But yeah, I still think Creighton is that good. But yeah, Alabama covers here. Plus 7.5. Dagan, back me up.
So Goodman, you see what Rob did there was he tried to throw all those numbers to really get me off the only narrative that matters in this game, and that's the fact that Creighton is playing a game in Omaha after just losing to UNLV, and the only teams that Creighton loses to are in the Mountain West apparently. So I'm going to go with Creighton minus 7.5 here, and I know the chat's going to hate this because I'm watching it right now, and they're all on Alabama. But give me Creighton in Omaha. It's different there. I'm going with the Blue Jays.
All right. Well, listen, right now our parlay is, if you want a tail, we have Kansas minus 7.5 at BetMGM. We have Michigan State money line plus 140. We have Texas A&M Houston under 130.5. We have Memphis minus 2.5, Florida Atlantic minus 9.5, the Purdue money line over 164.5 in North Carolina and Kentucky, and Creighton minus 7.5. And that pays off, Goodman, at plus 24,259, which I believe would be 2,425 to 1 odds. 200, no, maybe it's 242 to 1 odds. I don't know, whatever it is. We are betting $50 on this to win $12,179.59. So I just hit place bet. We're locked in. We're locked in.
How much are you giving Dagan for this when we win?
I mean, to be fair, I made the picks, so I should be getting 100% of it. You guys just tried to convince me. I made the picks.
Dagan, if this hits, then you will be taken care of. You're not getting all of it. You get some of it, though.
Dauster will give you $100. He'll give you $100.
No.
That's what Dauster will give you.
The bet was 50. I'll give him 50. Goodman.
Get your money back.
Listen, this has been the Field of 68 After Dark. This has been your Friday night episode. This has been fun. This has involved quite a few King Sues, which, by the way, if you are a big fan of IPAs, make sure you go find yourself some King Sue. They didn't even pay me for this. I bought this beer myself. So for Jeff Goodman.
And for us tomorrow night. Wait. Tomorrow night, big day of action tomorrow. Make sure it's Rob, Randolph Childress, myself. I'll be at both the Kansas-Indiana game, then Purdue-Arizona. So make sure, again, huge day of hoops tomorrow. So we'll be with you at 11 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yep, and I will be sitting on my couch popping champagne at about 10:30 tomorrow night because we just hit a $50 bet to turn $50 into $12,000. Thank you, BetMGM. Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.